And in breaking news today, it appears that Julius Malema has been kidnapped because, based on information that we have received at Morning Shot, he is surrounded by counter revolutionaries and racist Indians and racist whites somewhere in a white country called Spain, notably in Ibiza. So, just very quickly, let us just go through the evidence at hand, where you can see right here in front of you, Julius Malema is actually saying hello to whites. Look, he's even sitting next to a white person and treating them like a human being. That, in and of itself, is extremely suspicious. But what really puts the nail in the can is this particular piece of evidence where we can see Julius is drinking with an Indian racist right next to him, and he seems rather uncomfortable with all of that. So the only conclusion the Morning Shot can derive from this evidence at hand is that Julius Malema has been kidnapped and is being held against his will to frolic with racist Indians and racist whites in a racist white country known as Spain. That is the only conclusion I can have on this particular story. But to give a bit more analysis, here is my partner in crime, Byron Shepherd, all the way from Kibuki. Byron, what do you make of the story?
I'm deeply alarmed, Ramon. The son of the soil, Pants, is an icon to South Africans, and we all know his revolutionary tone. We all know that he fights for the injustice of the people. He would never sit with the white man. The man himself has been taken hostage, and I'm deeply concerned by him sitting with the enemy of the people in Spain.
It is deeply concerning, Byron. I fully agree with you. And what makes it even worse, we know it's a kidnapping because Mr. Malema himself said under oath that, they can't actually afford legal fees for AfriForum. So right here we have the story up from a few weeks ago where Malema said he and the EFF did not have the funds to pay the penalty sought by AfriForum in a court case. So the man can't afford to go to Spain. He hates Indians and whites, but he's frequenting with them and drinking with them. So, I mean, really, the only conclusion is this is a global kidnapping. This is a global issue, and something needs to be done. I think we should write to the Hawks or something.
I am deeply concerned, and I am willing to take up arms for the Teletubby Commander-in-Chief. The man is an icon. He cannot be degraded in this way. His legal fees are clearly getting too much for him, and he is having to resort to selling his soul to the white man. This white monopoly capital cannot stand. We need to do something to rescue our man, our revolutionary leader. He will lead South Africa into a new era. He will lead it. Amandla, we need to help him. The man cannot be told and be put in such depraved surroundings. The revolutionary leader would much rather be in a city like Kibuki, where we have water shedding, where we have rolling blackouts, where the crime is so bad that even we are told today by the Legal Practice Council of South Africa that in easy causa, it's not rude to say, shut up. So why can we not have him there at the meeting? He could be the man in honor. He could go up and he could address these white monopoly capitalists, and he could say to them very proudly, I'm very happy to be here today, but shut up! Like, come on, man. I'm deeply concerned for the commander-in-chief.
Yeah, so below this video, there's a Backer Buddy campaign that we created to pay for Julius Malema's ransom because he is kidnapped, so we need to pay a ransom to bring him back to South Africa to solve the critical issues we face. He can't be frolicking with all these racists, drinking expensive champagne, drinking expensive whiskey with, once again, these racists in a racist country like Spain. So, in essence, we wish you well, Commander-in-Chief. We hope you get back as soon as possible. And if you believed any of that, you're a moron. So welcome, everyone, to the Morning Shot. And no, Julius Malema has not been kidnapped. He is frolicking in Spain because one of his benefactors, what's his name, Mazzotti, who is a illicit cigarette kingpin, his daughter is getting married and no doubt flew Mr. Malema and his wife, no doubt first class, to Ibiza to celebrate the wonderful wedding of Mr. Mazzotti's daughter. And all of the evidence that I showed you is not like hidden. These are Instagram stories. These are public photos that Mr. Malema himself and others have shared. So we are not sort of doxing anyone. But at the end of the day, what this story really shows us is how much of a grifter Mr. Malema actually is. And for those who are really concerned about him and really think he wants to take your farm and all the rest of it, Think again. He is nothing more than a grifter 101.
I couldn't have said it better. I mean, at the end of the day, this is the revolutionary leader. The revolutionary leader of what? Champagne and Gucci. You know, I know we've all heard the phrase like champagne socialist, but this guy kind of like he takes the cake. It's like he learned from all the best of them. He can live in gold palaces, but you must live in a camp. You know, he'll go to Parliament dressed in an overall, but he's going to a wedding in Gucci. Like it's like people are scared of this guy. We spoke about this earlier. No one's scared of Julius Malema as a person. They're scared of the masses that Julius Malema manages to follow. He manages to convince masses of people that somehow he's there for them. Look at it with your own eyes. The guy never follows any of the spiel that he gives. He gives all this spiel like, the white monopoly, I hate the white people. All Indians are racist, like African brothers, sons of the soil, black child, you're on your own. We hear all this shit from him all the time. But when the champagne starts flowing, he's there, man. He's there. He's there with the champagne. Him and the wife. The wife wears designer dresses that most even of the white monopoly capitalists can't afford. And it's like, and everybody still believes that somehow he's there for the poverty stricken masses. Like,
Yeah. I mean, let's be honest, Byron. You're a successful businessman. I'm a less successful businessman, but I make my way, in my life. I have never been to a party in Ibiza and certainly haven't drunk Johnny Walker Blue on a beach in Ibiza. Have you done that despite your immense wealth that you have accumulated?
I have actually been to Ibiza,
Oh,
but Ibiza, as we would typically refer
sorry.
to it in the UK. That's okay. But Ibiza is typically referred to as kind of a cheap ass shithole to go to get pissed and sleep with anything with two legs and sometimes four, depending on who you are. So it's not exactly like the classiest of joints. It's like one of those just go get smashed in your face kind of like locations in Spain. It's a cheap holiday for the Brits and always has been.
That's fair.
But
But it's an expensive holiday
it's
for a South African, though.
I was just going to say, but it's a cheap holiday for a Brit, but it's an expensive holiday for a South African. I mean, the flights there alone would probably set, and I doubt he flew cattle class.
Oh,
You know,
of
he
course
probably would have flown in first class, champagne on the bottle. So, you know, we're talking a good few thousand just in plane tickets.
Yeah. But the moral of the story here, and something that I really want people to understand, Julius Malema is not someone you should be afraid of. He is nothing more than a grifter, and as we say on this channel all the time, he just wants to grift, and he's going to follow whatever allows him to grift for the longest period of time. So, the ANC won't allow him to grift. They'll allow him to grift if they go into a coalition, for 4 years. But he knows the ANC's dead. He knows the ANC is dying right before his eyes. He won't hitch his grifting horse to the ANC corrupt horse because he knows the grifting period will be too short. He's going to go for a coalition with other parties to allow the grift to continue forever and ever. He is not interested in policy. He is not interested in taking shit away from you. All he's interested in is going to Ibiza and drinking whiskey with racist Indians. That's all he actually wants in life. And as soon as you understand that, the guy becomes a lot less dangerous and a lot less complex to understand.
Absolutely. I mean, I wish that was kind of his policy positions because, to be frank, if you rewrote the EFF manifesto to say that, we'd probably all vote for him en masse. I think we'd all like a get pissed up vacation in Spain. In Spain, it's like that well-known meme on Twitter. Like I subscribe to compulsory vacations as opposed to when the guy messed it up and should have said vaccines. But that's a very well-known meme, and I subscribe to that too. Compulsory vacations paid for by the government. So I'm all in favor for that. So if the EFF manifesto wants to redraft itself to compulsory go get pissed up on Spanish beaches once a year and it will be paid for by the taxpayer, got my vote, buddy. Got my vote.
Yeah, as long as he leaves us alone. He has my vote as well. So, unfortunately, in the description, there is not a back a buddy campaign to bring Julius back or to pay for his ransom. But there is, however, grifting on our part. So, if you want to buy some Morning Shot merchandise or help donate to the channel in a material way to make the videos better, to make the videos even more impressively fantastic than they currently are, why not just check us out in the description below and, send a few tips our way if you wish to, of course. Byron, last thoughts from you on the Commander-in-Chief.
I would like to make an appeal to the commander-in-chief to have a safe flight back. We need him in this country. Our heart goes off to him. We know he's suffering in the immense pain of the Spanish beaches. Stay strong, my leader. Stay strong.
Amandla. Thank you, everyone. See you soon. Out.
Bye.